This is Ethan Hassan on another episode of Salty Surprises, here with a special guest, Scott Pierre.
Hi.
So tell me, Scott, what are red mangroves?
They're just extraordinary creatures, I tell you. If there was a plant that I'd live with for the rest of my life, it would be the red mangrove. For example, all around the world's coast, and also, surprisingly, in the US, they live in extremely salty waters. I'm surprised they could even withstand it. But they could grow up to 80 feet tall, all the way down to 20 feet tall in the US. Mangroves is another way to say an array of salt-tolerant trees or shrubs or bushes. Yet small little yellow flowers just hatching from their little buds and nests just on the plants. It is so beautiful. And they look like they're walking on water, like Jesus plants. So they're very amazing creatures, and they all live on sea level.
So tell me, Scott, what are some challenges of osmosis this animal faces in its natural environment? And what is its natural environment?
Oh, well, I believe it's pretty obvious. They live in a hypertonic sort of environment where the water is more salty than their cells. So much of the salt wants to go into the cells. Much of the water within the plant wants to leave the cells. But this is amazing how they're able to do that. Since the plant cells are hypotonic, they must make adaptations through the periods of time that they've lived in the salty waters. For example, certain mangroves have filters on their filters where they collect the water. So much of the salt is removed before it even gets into the tree. So about 90% of that salt is removed right away. Other mangroves excrete the salt from glands or pores on the leaves, where the leaves get extremely crystallized and salty, so you can lick them just like a potato chip. In another way, just as amazing is how these mangroves are able to store the salt in old bark and old leaves, so eventually when they shed or the leaves fall, all the salt falls with them. And I think it's just amazing. I'm so glad that I'm studying these delicate creatures. And now, many of the plants are all in areas where the salt, the solute, is more abundant than the cells, which, as explained earlier. And so normal plants, if they were in these conditions, man, they would die so quickly because the salt will get into the cells and the water will leave all the cells. So they'll die of dehydration. And I think the mangroves are just the most amazing, extraordinary plants ever. Well, it's been a good time here.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Ooh, you taste pretty salty yourself there. I like that chocolate.
Catch you next week on another episode of Salty Surprise.
Quali